Okay, the number one player drafted in the 2004 NFL Hall of Fame NFL draft did never played with his team. He like demanded a trade or something, or he said he was never going to play with them, but they still drafted him. San Diego Chargers, who are now in Los Angeles. Eli Manning, quarterback, Mississippi. Now, the guy won two Super Bowls, I believe, Super Bowl MVP. Usually the quarterbacks are the Super Bowl MVPs these days, and also in that time period. But the guy had like a 500, overall career winning percentage. So I don't know. I think he's going to get in the Hall of Fame, but maybe not first ballot. I don't know why that even matters, but I think he's going to end up in the NFL Hall of Fame. Number two, Oakland, now in Las Vegas. Raiders, Robert Gallery. Never heard of this guy. Tackle, Iowa, but he's an interior lineman, so that doesn't really mean anything. Three, Arizona Cardinals. Larry Fitzgerald, wide receiver, Pittsburgh. This guy doesn't make it in the Hall of Fame. I just don't understand the voting. The guy's like second or third over, second behind Jerry Rice and all-time receiving records. His receiving is extremely difficult to stand out because it's completely dependent on your quarterback. He never had a Hall of Famer quarterback throwing to him. Jerry Rice had two. So, uh, anyhow, I think Larry Fitzgerald is going to be in the NFL Hall of Fame. Amazing career. Thank you, Larry. Guy was a stud, absolute stud. This team did get to the one Super Bowl, but and it was pretty epic. New York Giants are number four. And he ended up going to San Diego Chargers, so there was a trade swap there. It's not mentioned here. Philip Rivers, quarterback, North Carolina State. I think he had a very good, amazing NFL career. A guy just, couldn't do it in the postseason, or his team wasn't very. I mean, one year that they won like 13 or 14 games and somehow didn't make the playoffs, or I don't know. They had a few times during his very long career. They had some amazing teams. He had a Hall of Fame running back with him, Daniel Tomlinson. Um, Maybe just I don't know what it was. I mean, he played the same decade as Ben Roethlisberger and Eli Peyton Manning and Tom Brady. I mean, come on, they were all in the same division, so you might have to like cut him a little bit of slack there. Philip Rivers, amazing career. Washington now called Commanders is Sean Taylor, defensive back, University of Miami, Florida, had his rest in peace. Sean Taylor, people say, is an insanely gifted, amazing player, but unfortunately, he's no longer with us. Cleveland Browns took Kellen Winslow Jr., tight end, University of Miami, Florida. This guy was a horrible, terrible person, is in jail. Don't want to get too much into it because this is not about trashing any one player or being too negative, but the guy is a well documented bad person. Sorry, just saying the truth. Detroit Lions, for some reason, kept on drafting wide receivers. They took Roy Williams, wide receiver, Texas. Didn't work out. They didn't have an offensive line. They didn't really have any good quarterbacks. So why are you taking wide receivers? Especially the first round is very difficult. Atlanta Falcons took D'Angelo Hall, defensive back, Virginia Tech. I guess he had a pretty good career. Jacksonville Jaguars, Reggie Williams, wide receiver, Washington. Um, Houston Texans, Dunta Robinson, defensive back, South Carolina. Pittsburgh Steelers, Ben Roethlisberger. This guy is definitely going to be in the Hall of Fame. Quarterback, University of Miami of Ohio. Definitely won two Super Bowls. It wasn't the greatest Super Bowl statistically that he had, but I mean his team was of course stacked defensively, which guy could just take any hit. I mean, he was just known as a gigantic guy, Big Ben, could never take the guy down. Had a very, very strong arm. Made some insane throws. Had I think a few seasons over 5,000 yards. Amazing career, just retired. I think this guy's slam dunk Hall of Famer, so we're definitely going to put him in the Hall of Fame. And number 12, see, you don't have to be chosen number one overall as a quarterback, but people do it. And Eli Manning's not a bad choice. New York Jets, Jonathan Vilma, linebacker, University of Miami of Florida. I think he had a pretty good NFL career. He's great on television, great as a commentator. Buffalo Bills, Lee Evans, wide receiver, University of Wisconsin. Chicago Bears at 14, Tommy Harris, defensive tackle, Oklahoma. Tampa Bay Buccaneers, Michael Clayton, wide receiver, Louisiana State. Philadelphia Eagles, Sean Andrews, tackle, Arkansas. Denver Broncos at 17, DJ Williams, linebacker, University of Miami of Florida. Him and Jonathan Vilma went to the same university, so you could probably imagine how good that defense was the year before, 2 years before. New Orleans Saints, Will Smith, defensive end, University of Ohio State University. Miami Dolphins took Vernon Carey, tackle from University of Miami, Florida. Minnesota Vikings, Keneche Udeze, defensive end, Southern California. Sorry, don't know much about your career. New England Patriots at 21 took Vince Wilfolk, defensive tackle at the University of Miami, Florida. I think this guy's going to end up in the NFL Hall of Fame. Very, very good career with the Patriots. Of course, he won a ton of Super Bowls during his time. So, but we will see. Time will tell. Buffalo Bills at 22 took LP Lewisman, quarterback Tulane. Didn't work out. Seattle Seahawks, Marcus Tubbs, defensive tackle Texas, University of Texas. St. Louis Rams, now Los Angeles, took Steven Jackson, running back Oregon State. Yeah. 25 Green Bay Packers took Ahmad Carroll, defensive back Arkansas. Cincinnati Bengals at 26 took Chris Perry, running back at Michigan. Don't think he had a very big, long career. Don't remember hearing too much about it, but the Bengals were really, really terrible in that time period. Houston Texans at 27. Jason Babin, defensive end, Western Michigan. Carolina Panthers, Chris Gamble, defensive back, Ohio State. And another Ohio State person taken at 29. Atlanta Falcons took Michael Jenkins, wide receiver, Ohio State. I think he had a very good career. I don't believe it's still possible he's in the NFL because that'd be like 20 years. That's almost impossible for wide receivers. But I think he had a pretty good career. Detroit Lions, Kevin Jones. Don't remember hearing about you. Running back, Virginia Tech. 31, San Francisco 49ers, Rashawn Woods, wide receiver, Oklahoma State. And New England Patriots took Ben Watson, tight end from the University of Georgia. I think the guy played in a career for like NFL, like 18, 19 years. It's more like a blocking tight end, so good on the goal lines, third down, stuff like that. So he had a very good career. I wouldn't say it's a Hall of Fame career. Somehow the New England Patriots, even though they're winning Super Bowls, are still getting 2 draft picks, and one of them is probably going to be in the Hall of Fame. So they're getting this is the genius of Bill Belichick and the ownership group of the Patriots, either winning Super Bowls, getting to the Super Bowl, or playoffs for 20 plus years, and they're still getting very good drafts. Not always. They've had a lot of lately, but we'll get into that later. But they were good at drafting, obviously, maybe usually in the lower rounds. But anyhow, that was the 2004 NFL Draft. We have Eli Manning, which everybody's borderline whether or not he's going to be in the Hall of Fame. I mean, people go back and forth on it. They did win 2 Super Bowls against Tom Brady, so that gives and NFL and Super Bowl MVPs. And Ben Roethlisberger, I don't think anybody's questioning whether or not he'll be in the Hall of Fame. So that's at least 1. Vince Wilfork, I think so. That's 2. We're going to go 2 there, and we're going to be on the fence about Eli Manning. Bye.